Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report. Got a lot going on today. Want to go through it as quickly as I can, but I definitely want to fit it all in. We have a market that for the US-Japanese pair closed down today for this session. If you noticed, it did form an inside bar, which is one of my favorite setups, especially when you have a move up and then a close down. I am expecting this market to move sideways, but the bias is to the upside. So since the bias is to the upside, if we get a break above this high, at that point you want to drop down to your 4-hour or your hour time frame and to look at your entry, find your entry a little bit closer than just defining it by the day time frame. But at that point, look for it, if it breaks through that high, look for it to go up to this 11160 area is what I'm looking for it to do. Of course, the intraday trading will determine your entry and exit for that particular trade. Now, looking for the range for this next session, looking for the range to be between 110.85 and on the lower side 109.67. Now, I know I just said that I think it'll go up there if we get a break above that, but we should, that's if we get a breakout. Now, as far as support and resistance goes, looking for some resistance to come into the market around 110.50 and on the lower side 109.22. Now, moving along to the Euro-USD pair. This pair closed up, but not by much. It moved higher, and as you can see, it pulled back significantly prior to the close. I'm looking for this next session to be between 148.02 and 146.32. Looking for some resistance to come into the market around 148.20 and support at 14600. Now, this is another situation where we have an inside bar. We have a strong move down, moved up to close up, but didn't really lost strength there before the close. So if we get a break below this low, you can bet I'm dropping down in time frames, and I'm looking for this thing just to head south on us. So that's what I'm looking for there with this particular pair. Now, looking at the pound US dollar, this pair gapped up on the open of the session and closed up, but not by much. I am looking for it to go ahead and fill the gap. It looks like it did, but it actually didn't. It was about 2 pips shy of that before the close, or before it pulled back. I am looking for this market to be between 187.57 and on the lower side 185.78. Now, I'm also looking for since this market really, I got a signal today that this market has just started moving sideways. I know it's been moving sideways for the past couple of days, but it just triggered an indicator that I use that would basically say that we're moving sideways. So I'm looking for a counter trend trade here. And that trade, basically, I'm looking for the market to move higher up to the 1.8792 area. If it moves to this point, at that point I'm going to sell one lot. I'm going to put a stop loss about 150 pips above the market at 1.8942. And I'm looking for the market, once I'm in this, I'm looking for it to move lower, and my exit for that trade is going to be at 185.32, which would be right down here in this area towards this low. So that's what I'm looking for. If the market does surge up and hit this point, I'm going to sell short, put my stop loss here, and then I'm going to look for an exit at this point, since the market has told me it is moving sideways. Now, it could break out of this low here and just go, keep going down, but that's what I'm looking for in this particular pair over the next session. Now, switching over to the US Swiss, We have a pair that moved higher today, kind of formed a doji, not really doing much as far as having a large range for the day. I'm looking for this next range to be between 1.1039 on the lower side, 10882. As far as support and resistance, we've seen previous resistance come in at 1.1, and I anticipate it coming in at that point as well. And on the lower side, looking for support to come in at 10850, which we've seen that as in the past also. Now looking over at another pair that has potential, something I'm definitely going to be looking at that I think you should as well, is the pound Japanese yen pair. We have an inside day. As you can tell, the market moved strongly down and then has pulled back, and we have a high here and a low here. If we get a break above this high, definitely look for it to move to this point. Now that's a 75 pip move, so you would want to drop down in your time frame, probably to the hour time frame, and look for a break up and fill that gap there if the market does move up. If the market moves down below this point, probably be looking for this as a first target and this low as a second target. So maybe a few pips above it, because it doesn't always go to the exact mark. But that's something else to take a look at during this next session. Now, as far as news announcements goes, the Eurozone has their ZEW survey for August. This survey helps to give an economic sentiment, and the consensus is that the figures have dropped, indicating that there's a negative outlook overall for the European economy. This is being released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, and the U.S. has their housing starts for July, and they're being released at 8:30 a.m. The consensus is that they're down, and this has a tendency to move the market some, not a whole lot. The numbers have to be way off for it to really move the market strong. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. So until tomorrow, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.